And a very good afternoon to everyone, and welcome to some girls soccer action for you here on the Kahok Broadcast Club Network. My name is Zach Roseman. Glad that you're here with us on a day that, after some rain this morning, has actually turned out to be pretty nice. Fair amount of cloud cover, but the majority of the rain has made its way off to our east, and so we are going to have pretty good conditions for some soccer today. We are here, as mentioned, for some soccer, as your Collinsville Kahawks are set to take on the Eagles of Orchard Farm from St. Charles County, Missouri, making the trip across the river. Collinsville, they come in with a record of 9-4. They are 3-4 in their conference, Southwestern Conference, under the direction of Coach Jody Munoz. Orchard Farm, they are undefeated. They are 8-0-1. On the year, 5-0 in the Gateway Athletic Conference North Division. And the Eagles are coached by Courtney Washburn. We are just a couple minutes away from the start of action here. We're going to go ahead and take our first break here on the Kahawk Broadcast Club Network. And when we come back, we'll have the starting lineups for you and the start of action.
Looking for a little bite to eat in a nice, friendly establishment before heading out to a game? Look no further than LC's Pub in Caseyville. Just blocks from Collinsville High School, LC's Pub is the pub of choice for Kahawk fans, before, after, or even during Kahawk games. LC's Pub features a wide variety of traditional bar food like burgers and fries, chicken wings and chicken strips, appetizers like pepper jack mac and cheese bites, fried pickles, and green beans. Plus they have salads, fish, shrimp, and more. LC's Pub also features an outdoor patio, a gaming room, weekly poker tournaments, and a pool table, plus enough TVs for all the sports fans. And LC's Pub shows Kahawk games live, as well as Blues and Cardinals games. LC's Pub, 605 North Main Street in Caseyville, right across the intersection from All Pro Tees. Call for carryout orders at 618-855-9007 and on Facebook at LC's Pub. LC's Pub, Kahawk fans' pub of choice. Are you a collector of sports trading cards and other sports memorabilia? Then you need to check out Rippin' Rookies Cards and Collectibles in Collinsville. Rippin' Rookies specializes in sports cards from all the major sports, MLB, NBA, NFL, plus Star Wars cards and more. Rippin' Rookies buys, sells, and trades cards and other memorabilia, and they have a large selection of single and graded cards. Walk-ins at Rippin' Rookies are welcome, or you can set up an appointment for large collections at sales@rippinrookies.com. Rippin' Rookies, 102 East Clay Street in the Old Herald Complex. Open Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m., Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., Sundays, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Rippin' Rookies, Collinsville sports card and memorabilia destination.
Hi, Purple and White fans. This is Dan Mode, class of 1989. I'm with New American Funding. Myself and New American Funding are proud sponsors of Kahawk Athletics. As we have great coaches at CHS on all the courts, fields, and tracks, we like to coach you through the home buying process and refinance process. If there's ever anything we can do, I can be reached at 618-973-5343 or www.danmodeloans.com. Let's support our student athletes at CHS. They deserve the best. Thank you for your time, and go Kahawks.
Mike and Sarah's Produce in Collinsville is a one-stop destination for seasonal fruits, vegetables, and more. Located at 116 North Bluff Road, Mike and Sarah's Produce features fresh selections of your favorite fruits and veggies, from cherries, peaches, and watermelons, to corn, tomatoes, and zucchini. You can find all of your produce needs at Mike and Sarah's. Seasonal favorites such as pumpkins in the fall, summer peaches, spring asparagus, and more. Plus, Mike and Sarah's Produce is a go-to in the spring for flowered plants, hanging baskets, and a large selection of fresh seafood. Mike and Sarah's Produce, 116 North Bluff Road in Collinsville. Stop by today. Looking for something to get your student involved in? Maybe joining the Collinsville Kahok Trap Team is that something. Created in 2017, the Collinsville Kahok Trap Team has joined a long line of area schools in one of the fastest growing and safest sports in the country. Trap shooting is a fun, team-oriented outdoor sport that offers friendship, competition, and teamwork, all in a safe and fun environment that encourages students to be part of a team in which they will learn valuable skills and are encouraged to engage in community involvement through volunteering and mentoring. If Collinsville Trap sounds like something your student would be interested in, call Collinsville Trap at 618-795-9893 or visit Collinsville Kahok Trap on Facebook, 618-795-9893.
We welcome you back to Kahok Stadium. Zach Roseman here with you. We're going to go ahead and get ready for the introduction of the lineups. I'm going to go ahead and do that now here real quick. For Orchard Farm, it'll be Ryan Strunk in goal. In front of her will be Lila Bauer, Farah Nacky, Bella Carruthers, Maria Steimel, Brielle Begot, Haley Steinhoff, Allie Hess, Ella Miller, Chloe Westerfeld, and Allison Prather. For Collinsville, it'll be Paige Bonemeyer in goal. In front of her, Peyton DeHadway, Leah Rodriguez, Layla Wilkerson, Madiana Everett, Rylan Judasak, Eliana Peck, Ashley Giannini, Quinn Hall, Carly Van Dyke, and Eliana Cerna. We're going to go ahead and take one more break here on the Kahok Broadcast Club Network. And when we come back, we'll have the start of action in just a bit.
VFW Post 1117 in Caseyville is one of the area's longest-running VFW posts. VFW Post 1117 in Caseyville is your place to meet and join other area veterans. Plus, VFW Post 1117 in Caseyville offers all kinds of activities to help our veterans, as well as engaging the public with fun, food, fellowship, and a great time for great causes. Blood drives, fundraisers, raffles, and a Queen of Hearts drawing every Wednesday night. Plus, VFW Post 1117 in Caseyville has event space for your parties, celebrations, and other get-togethers. For more information, check out the VFW Post 1117's Facebook page or call the Caseyville VFW at 618-344-9878.
The Collinsville Education Association is a proud supporter of KahokSports.com and the Kahok Sports Network. The CEA is your partner as they work to ensure quality education for our children. The CEA advocates excellence and equity in public education and represent over 400 educators in 11 schools in both Madison and St. Clair counties. For more information, you can visit the Collinsville Education Association's Facebook page or the CEA's website at collinsvillecea.org.
We love to have you come work for the City of Collinsville. We have many positions available, from seasonal jobs to full-time opportunities in many of our departments. From police and fire to Gateway Center, Parks and Recreation, and City Hall. Our employees enjoy great benefits like comprehensive medical plans, paid time off, tuition reimbursement, and more. Visit the city's website, collinsvilleil.org, to apply and learn more about working for the City of Collinsville.
Todd Duke here, proud member of the Collinsville Educational Assistance Association. Whether you call us teachers' aides, paraprofessionals, or educational assistants, it all comes down to one thing: taking care of students. More importantly, your student. Yes, we are there for the teachers, and we help them in any way possible. But our goals are in line with our teachers, in that we want to see our students succeed at not only being a student, but well beyond that, as we ready them for the world outside of the classroom. We are Union Strong. We are Kahok Strong. We strive to help students reach their potential. We are the Collinsville Educational Assistance Association. Go Kahawks! Save On Liquor and Wine in Collinsville is much more than what's in their name. Of course, Save on Liquor and Wine has liquor and wine, from brand names to specialty brands. Plus, they have gas, cigars, fountain drinks, coffee, craft beers, and other sundries and snacks. Plus, everything Save on Liquor and Wine has to offer comes served by a friendly, attentive, helpful, and polite staff that will go out of their way to serve you that special something for every taste. Make sure you check out Save on Liquor and Wine's new location at 6100 Center Grove Road in Edwardsville. Save on Liquor and Wine in Collinsville, 809 St. Louis Road, or call 618-344-1638. Save on Liquor and Wine, something for every taste. Keep your ride shiny and clean with Extreme Details Vehicle Detailing in Collinsville. Owner Jay Merkel and his crew at Extreme Details believe in the value of community and in helping their community hold the value of their vehicles with a sharp-looking, clean ride that you and your community can be proud of. Extreme Details can handle any job, whether you drive a small car, an SUV, or even a bus or RV. No job is too big or too small at Extreme Details. Extreme Details offers scratch and oxidation removal, no matter what you drive: cars, trucks, motorcycles, boats, and more. Plus, Extreme Details can handle fleet vehicles for you and your company. Call Jay and the gang at Extreme Details at 618-977-1224. Check for periodic specials on the Extreme Details Facebook page. Put the shine in your ride with Extreme Details, 618-977-1224.
First National Bank of Waterloo, with over 100 years serving the Metro East. Visit First National Bank of Waterloo at their Maryville and Collinsville locations, and now in Marissa, St. Laborie, and New Athens for all of your banking, mortgage, and lending needs with super low closing costs and low construction loan rates. When you need a loan, call the Collinsville team at First National Bank of Waterloo at 618-345-1121, or visit their Maryville or Collinsville locations or online at fnbwaterloo.bank. Visit First National Bank of Waterloo, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
We welcome you back here to Kahok Stadium, just about ready to go get started with action. It'll be a couple minutes late, but no major harm done. We got an earlier start time than usual, 4:30. They were going to do the JV game after, but due to a lack of numbers on Orchard Farms' part, they have decided to just axe it. So we're going to get going here early. Collinsville will start the game going right to left on your screen as you all are watching. As Orchard Farm out there in the white uniforms with black shorts and green numbers and lettering. Collinsville in the home purples with white numbers. Van Dyke getting it into Serna in the midfield. And now Van Dyke in the area, actually, but it's taken away by the Eagles. And will be their leading scorer, Allison Prather, who looks to work it forward. And now with the ball out there is Callie Hess. Hess with it, playing it back in the direction of Steimel. And Steimel will give it back to Hess. And into the middle of the field for Steinhoff. Over onto the far side. Over there is Carruthers, or maybe Nacky. Numbers are a bit small as the ball's knocked away. Last touch by one of the Eagles players, and it will be a throw-in for Collinsville, which will be taken by, I think that's Layla Wilkerson over there. Worked in the middle of the field. Carly Van Dyke pushing it forward up in the direction of Madiana Everett, but it goes past her and will roll into the Collinsville bench. Out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for Orchard Farm as we are just over a minute and a half into proceedings here. Not much wind today, as the Eagles will play the ball back to their goalkeeper Strunk, who has played every minute of every game so far. And with the benefit of strong defense, the Eagles have allowed just 5 goals so far in their first 9 games. foul there committed by Van Dyke, so it'll be a free kick here for the Eagles from about 45 yards out. And it'll be taken by, not sure who that is, but the Eagles will go quickly up into the 18-yard box, cross into the middle, and a diving stop. And offsides anyway. Cleared away by Eliana Peck, but linesman had the flag up, so it'll be a goal kick for Bonemeyer. Comes forward, past Judasak, and then off of one of the Eagles players. And just letting it go out of bounds there is Maria Steimel, and she will go ahead and throw it in. Pushing it forward off of the feet of Prather, coming down for Quinn Hall, who is taken down, and that will be a free kick for Collinsville, which will probably be taken by Ashley Giannini. And it will be Ashley who will jog over to put the ball back into play. Low line drive up in the direction of Peck. And Prather wins the battle and pushes it back down for Wilkerson. Plays it past Giannini and over to Peck, who will push it forward over the half line and stopped there by assistant coach Sydney Carroll, and it will be a throw-in for the Eagles. Comes up off the foot of Lila Bauer, playing there in the midfield. And Giannini steps forward. Eagles able to maintain possession. Bauer involved in the play again, playing it back to one of the defenders. And apologies, these numbers for Orchard Farm are quite small, so if I don't immediately get an ID or get a number or see something incorrectly, I do want to apologize for that in advance. Anyway, push forward, now across the field over here for Steimel, worked up into the middle. Nice step there from Wilkerson, but it still comes down onto the feet of Hess. And now over for Steimel, up to Hess again. And the attempted cross is deflected by Wilkerson, goes over the sideline. So it'll be a very deep throw in here for the Eagles, as we are just about 5 minutes in. Throw-in comes in, Hess will chip it up into the box, goes over everybody's head. And Peck and Everett will apply some pressure for the Kahawks. Eagles able to keep it in. And it goes out over the sideline, last touch by one of the Collinsville players. So a throw in from the Eagles in front of their head coach, Courtney Washburn. Attempted cross into the box, deflected. And now the cross comes in. Judasak gets a foot to it. And played back into the middle of the field. Shot deflected by Judasak. And Prather leaving it back for Steinhoff. Cross into the middle. Collinsville will defend it well. And making the referee jump there. Played over to Steimel again. And Hess will pop it up into the air. Bonemeyer charging hard. No whistle on the play. And Peck will clear it off of the sideline. Actually will stay in play. And the Eagles will recycle it through their defenders. Collinsville will look to apply some pressure. Here now for Westerfeld. Over to Steimel as the captain's armband on. Quinn Hall getting a foot to it. Finding Cerna in the midfield. And playing it back now to Peck. To Van Dyke, back to Peck. And now Eliana will push it forward. Comes back down to Carly again. And the Eagles are able to regain possession. Giannini steps in front of that one, but has it taken away from her. And we'll have a through ball for Prather. But a nice aggressive play there from Bonemeyer. As the referee will check on her, but it seems like everyone is okay. And Paige will get us back underway right at the 33-minute mark. Comes down into the midfield off of the head of Westerfeld. And working it forward are the Eagles. Attempted pass through. Bonemeyer out charging again. And we have a whistle here as Bonemeyer and one of the Orchard Farm players, probably Prather, collided a bit. Again, everyone okay. And Bonemeyer will get the pass up to Van Dyke to get things going here once again. Played back to Wilkerson. And Wilkerson playing it up for Hall, able to get around her defender in the form of Steimel. And working it forward for the Kahawks' leading goal scored, Peyton DeHadway, sophomore with 8 on the year. Able to keep it in, but Orchard Farm defend it well. Pass gets past Quinn Hall. Steinhoff will push it forward. And bodies collide, and we will have a foul called on Layla Wilkerson, so it'll be a free kick for the Farm, as those jerseys say, I think. Here with 31 and a half to go, probably by the time the ball is kicked, which will be taken by Ella Miller. Launch forward, finding Prather, and letting it go out is Wilkerson. Hess in the area as well for the Eagles. Giannini playing it over to Peck, and with some room, she'll launch it forward in the direction of the freshman Leah Rodriguez, coming off of a 2-goal performance in last night's win over Mater Dei. And it goes out of play. Throwing for the Eagles, coming down onto the feet there of Steinhoff, I think. Now pressed up onto the wing. And trying to make a run there are the Eagles. Peck in the area, trying to get it in the middle for Prather, but Wilkerson steps across to clear it away. Onto the feet now of Brielle Bagot. And comes down into the 18-yard box, but Bonemeyer able to scoop it up without too much difficulty. And as we approach the 10-minute mark of the first half, we get back underway. Pretty long goal kick restart. Comes down to Miller off the feet of Quinn Hall, and now coming around back onto the feet of Bagot. Trying to play it up for Hess, but it's knocked away by Wilkerson. Comes back to Bagot. And now to Hess. Crossing it in the middle off of the feet of Giannini, and will go over the sideline for a deep throw-in for the Eagles. Baseball and softball both washed out with the earlier rain. So it'll be I think we are and no volleyball tonight, so I think we are the only show in town today as Kahok Sports go. Don't know if, I guess it's possible that the track teams could be in action, but not here today. Eagles continuing to keep the pressure forward. Hess and Wilkerson winning the clash with Badeau and launching it forward, but only so far as Westerfeld. And the Eagles looking to work it forward again. Crossed into the middle, but Giannini there, and she'll clear it away for a moment, but only so far as Steinhoff. And into the box, but bouncing away from trouble, and will be a corner kick. I say it was deflected, so it'll be a corner kick, which will be taken by Callie Hess. Cross, and a shot, and a goal for I think so. Say Westerfeld, I think. Her first goal of the year. And at the 11:36 mark, it is 1-0 in favor of the Eagles. back underway here fairly quickly.
Third farm goal scored by number 17, Chloe Westerfeld. Time of the goal, 11:36. Westerfeld.
And the Eagles on the board as the attempted crossfield pass goes over the head of Steimel. Be a throw in for Quinn Hall, trying to go quickly. Getting up in the direction of Cerna. With the goal scorer Westerfeld to play it back to the keeper Strunk. Van Dyke able to get it up to Judasak. Working forward, Kahok's wanted a handball, not granted. To Hadway. Trying to work it back to Van Dyke, but the Eagles able to regain possession there, and that was Nacky in the area. And played forward, but Peck will wall it off and let it go over the sideline for a throw-in. Going quickly, Nacky in the area as well. And the Eagles will play it back again, now over for Steimel. And Giannini flex it off of the feet of Prather, comes down to the Eagles' benefit. Steimel again working it back to Westerfeld. And now back for Miller. Playing it forward, Judasak able to get possession for the Kahawks and playing it up forward, but Steimel will just play it back to Strunk. And she'll push it forward. Bago and Cerna in the area. Bounced off and off the head of Wilkerson. Judasak and Steinhoff able to work it forward. Now up for the Eagles, and a nice showcase of pace there from the winger over there. Defended hard by Giannini. Cross comes in, but Eliana Payak able to get her feet on it, and it's cleared away. And it'll be a throw-in here as the Eagles will make their first substitute, and the Kahawks will bring in a substitute as well. As Melissa Garcia makes her first appearance for the Kahawks. Coming up to Hadway. Nice slide tackle there from Westerfeld, I think that was.
Substitution number 5, Melissa Garcia. Orchard Farm substitution number 21, Reese Weymouth.
Reese Weymouth into the game for the Eagles. And Nacky playing it forward, trying to find Hess. But Giannini able to get there, cleared away. But it will be another corner kick for the Eagles at the 25-minute mark. Will be Hess again to take the corner kick. Laid across, trying to find the go, and the shot off of the foot of I'm not sure who that is, but off the foot of one of the Eagles, just goes over the crossbar. It was very nearly a 2-0 game, but stay at the 1-goal margin for now. Bonemeyer will put it back into play. Push forward, comes down onto the feet of Steinhoff. And now Bauer in there. Forward comes back to the defenders. Now played up into the air and able to find the feet of maybe Carruthers. This is her shot. Guess that was offsides. Yeah, I guess so. Or we had a foul committed. So you need to take the free kick. We'll come back to Judasak. It'll be played to Peck. Going back to Rylan. And across the field to Wilkerson. We'll push it forward, but only so far as Westerfeld. Popped up into the air. Wilkerson shielding pretty well, trying to keep it from Hess, but it goes over the sideline. It'll be a throw-in for Orchard Farm. Going pretty quickly. Throw-in comes to Naki, and it's cleared over the end line by Giannini, so it'll be another corner kick for the Eagles. Which again will be taken by Hess. High and wide and over everything. And cleared away out of the 18-yard box. Finds the feet of Steinhoff. Puts across into the middle. And Bonemeyer will scoop up the loose ball with just over 22 minutes left. Wind starting to blow just a little bit as it comes down off of the feet of Steinhoff. Worked forward. Wilkerson will clear it away for a moment for the Kahawks. Able to find DeHadway. And play it up for Hess. And trying to go back to Bago, but it's taken away by Cerna, who will just play it back to Bonemeyer. Play it upfield. Coming down for Judasak, who some pressure applied there by Naki. And it'll be recycled back to the defenders. And now played forward again to Hess. And she does a good job keeping it in, but unable to maintain possession of the ball as Wilkerson will make a run forward and play it up off of the feet of Rodriguez. And eventually it'll just be played back to Strunk, who will push it forward up into the midfield. Off of the head of... Nope, that is... Might have been Weymouth, the substitute, as the Kahawks will make a few of those. Van Dyke back in. Allison Barrera and Riley Pace into the game. Prather will come back in for the Eagles. Off the feet of Peck. Worked up into the middle for Judasak and back now to Wilkerson. Wilkerson playing it upfield, goes off of DeHadway. And winds up going out of play. It'll be a throw-in for the Kahawks, which will be taken by Cerna. And trying to play it back up to Cerna, but going over the sideline for an Eagles throw-in. Back through Steinhoff to Miller. And kind of getting bit by the turf monster there was Westerfeld, and then she is fouled by Judasak. So it will be a free kick from right at midfield, which will be taken by Miller. He does so up to Steimel. And Steimel trying to play it back to Hess, but cleared away there by Wilkerson, but only so far as Westerfeld. And it'll come onto the feet of DeHadway, trying to work it forward to Garcia, but it's played ahead by Steinhoff. And clash there, Steinhoff still with it. Playing it up for Hess. And Dyke in the area, trying to get it up for Riley Pace into the game. Has it taken away. Comes back to Steimel. Judasak able to get a foot to it and able to get around Bago and launch it forward. But Miller defends it well. And Hess and Wilkerson battling it out. Wilkerson wins that particular exchange. Judasak launching it forward and trying to let DeHadway win the foot race, which he does. Played up into the middle, able to find the feet of Cerna. And she is fouled. So it'll be a free kick for Collinsville from pretty well from just inside the hash of the football field. And as with most forward half free kicks, it will be Ryland Judasak who will take it. Eagles elect to go with a 4-woman wall. As we are underway. Shot from Judasak. Bobbled, but fielded without too much difficulty by Strunk. And she'll drop punt the ball and get us back going here. Letting it go over the sideline there. Be a throw in for the Kahawks. Coming in quickly to Giannini. Over for Peck. And up for Van Dyke. And finds its way back to Giannini. Nice effort there from Steinhoff, applying some pressure. Giannini able to get a clear clearance that time. Comes back to Van Dyke. Playing it up for Pace. And finding Garcia as it's taken away. To Bagot. And to Prather. Trying to find Hess. And goes out of play anyway. And I think they're going to get Hess with a foul anyway. Free kick will be taken by Giannini. Referee Hess will exchange a couple of words. Giannini launches it forward off of Pace and comes right back to Hess. Crossing into the middle off of Van Dyke. And off Carly's head back to Judasak, and she'll launch it forward. As DeHadway will try and get around Westerfeld, and successful in doing so, at least for a moment. Defended well there by Miller and cleared away.
Collinsville substitutions: number 7, Mariana Everett; number 15, Quinn Hall.
Everett, as we have a
Orchard Farm substitutions: number 2, Farinaki; and number 13, Gretchen Schuster.
Gretchen Schuster making her first appearance as throw in quickly goes the way of the Eagles. And Hess pushing it forward, but Giannini will just play it back to Bonemeyer. Runs forward. Have to head by Garcia to Everett. And Peck will launch it forward. Nobody back there wearing purple there. So Miller will play it over to Carruthers. And eventually it'll be played through to Bonemeyer, who will launch it forward. Dispossessed there. Nice play by Nacky. Cross in. Finds nobody wearing the green and white. And the long launch forward. Having to make a play on the ball there was Bonemeyer. Winds up going over the end line for another corner kick. And again, it will be Callie Hess who will take it. First corner kick for the Eagles from the far corner. Corner kick comes in off the head of Wilkerson. Prather in the area, scrambling around off of a few different feet. The Kahawks eventually able to clear it away as Everett will have a minute to secure things. Getting it to Peck, who will push it forward. Only so far as Carruthers. Laid across there for Hess. Back to Steimel. There to Steinhoff. And back to Miller. And there off the head. And there Judasak in the area trying to play it forward for Garcia. But Miller steps in and the center back will make a run forward. Judasak able to get it to Peck. Peck played it forward to Barrera. Played to Miller. Barrera back in the area again. Let it past Everett, and Westerfeld will just play to the open field. Wilkerson steps forward, makes a nice play there. And able to get around Prather. And a run on here for Cerna. She can get there, but Strunk wins the race. And with 11.5 to go, it will stay 1-0 Eagles. Goal came just past 11.5 minutes in on a goal by Chloe Westerfeld. First of the year for the Eagles defender. Not have any grades on the roster that I've got. Cerna crossing it in. Scramble for it, but Strunk able to hold on to it before Everett is able to get foot to ball. Decent opportunity there for the Kahawks. As Giannini will go ahead and cycle it back to Bonemeyer. Playing up the field and off of the feet of Steinhoff. Westerfeld with it now. Working it forward for Schuster. And Bonemeyer will come out and scoop that one up just at the edge of the 18-yard box. Both teams will be looking to make some substitutions at the next opportunity. Barrera fighting, but Westerfeld gets it to Miller off the feet of Hess. And Giannini turned the corner and played up over the end line, or the sideline, excuse me. As we will have a stoppage now for the substitutes.
Collinsville substitutions number 2, Peyton
DeHadway,
Leah
Leah Rodriguez, and Sophie Corradini making her first appearance of the game.
Orchard Farm substitutions number 6, Hazel Camp, and number 8, Brielle Baggett.
Camp and Bagot back in for the Eagles. Throw in coming from Prather, actually. Trying to get it for Schuster and able to play it off of Wilkerson. That will be another corner kick for Orchard Farm. Which this time will be taken by Prather. I think Hess may be having a little bit of a rest here. Otherwise, she would be taking it. Played in short. Giannini gets to it first. And the shot in and cleared out. Cerna to Everett. Kind of knocked around here. Changed his hands a few times as I think Garcia and Hall ran into each other off the ball, but everybody appears to be okay. Cerna able to deflect it off of the Eagles player, and it will be a throw-in for Collinsville from just in front of the Orchard Farm bench. Comes down again off of an Eagles player. And Carruthers in that instance. And so it'll be another throw in from Collinsville from about 10 yards farther forward. Our in comes to Cerna. Able to split the defender. Nice step there from Steinhoff, who's been all over the field today. Prather playing it up. That was last touched by Wilkerson, so it'll be a throw-in for the Eagles' leading scorer. Going quickly, trying to find Schuster. Marked by our opposite number, Giannini. And up into the middle, Steinhoff with some room. Ahead to Bagot. And coming now onto the feet of Schuster. Eagles will play it back to Steimel. And to Westerfeld, now to Miller. Miller playing it forward, finding the feet of Hazel Camp. Came in a few minutes ago. But the attempted outlet pass goes too far. It'll be a throw-in for Collinsville. Everett back to Peck. Off of the feet of Hadway. Cross in the middle, finds Prather. And we have a foul called on either Bagot or Prather, so it'll be a free kick for Collinsville from right at the 25-yard line of the football field, or just inside it, actually. Which again will be taken by Giannini. Launches it forward in the area of DeHadway. Eagles play it forward off of the head of Schuster. Now to Prather. And Wilkerson will play it up, but only so far as Miller. Carruthers with it now. Up for Nacky. And Rodriguez in the area, but Everett with it now. To Van Dyke, will pop it up, trying to find DeHadway. Cerna able to tap it to the advantage of Hall. And that goes off of Quinn's feet. Actually, let's say deflected by Steimel. Will be a throw-in for the junior midfielder. Comes into the midfield for Garcia. And up in the direction of DeHadway. Popped up into the air by Miller. Prather to Schuster. And up now for Steinhoff again. Over there to Nacky, but offsides, says the linesman. And as we approach 5 minutes to go here in half number one, we'll see if anything can get going here for the Kahawks. Giannini launches it forward up off of the head of Miller into the midfield. The Hadway with a nice job of trying to create some space. Unsuccessful in doing so. Westerfeld with it as we have a stoppage, as I think Steinhoff got hit in the head area, so she'll be quickly replaced and will be attended to by Amanda Bauer, who I would assume is here somewhere. So the drop is to the Eagles' advantage. Played back to Westerfeld. Laid up into the box. Finding Nacky. Van Dyke intercepts it. Only for a moment there as Steinhoff, I guess that may have been Bagot then that went out. And trying to play it forward for Hess, but unsuccessful in doing so. And so it'll be a throw in for Wilkerson to Van Dyke. Cycled to Giannini. And over to Corradini. Stolen away, and the shot on target, but right at Bonemeyer. Page saves that one with no major difficulty. A little bit of a breeze, just starting to manifest itself a bit here as the front starts to make its way through the area. So not a lot of wind, but what wind there is will be coming kind of out of the near right corner as you all are watching it. And as I'm seeing it, I'm basically at where the location of the camera is what you see is more or less what I see. As you all are watching, I'd like to thank you all for doing so here on a Friday afternoon. Hope everybody has a pleasant day, getting towards just past the 5 o'clock hour, so getting towards the end of the workday for those folks who work the traditional schedule. As Callie Hess comes back in. Actually, no, I think she's been in. I'm not sure who that is. Everyone comes in. Nice job there from Bago. Kahok's trying to work something forward here with 100 seconds left to play in half number 1. Wilkerson to Van Dyke to Cerna, and we get pushed in the back. Foul there called on Maria Steimel. And so we'll see if the Kahoks are able to get anything going here with this free kick from right at 40 yards out, basically. Comes in over everybody, but no runners there for the Kahawks. And so Ryan Strunk will be able to scoop that one up without any major difficulty. Bounce forward. Over the head. And now for Hess. Playing it to Bago. Hess pushed forward off the head of Giannini. Van Dyke in the area as we are under 30 seconds to play here in half number 1. So we'll launch it forward. That'll roll right to Bonemeyer, and he can take most of the rest of the time off here. Popped up into the air. Push forward. And that'll be the end of the first half. So, Orchard Farm leading 1-0 on the goal by Westerfeld. We're going to go and take a couple minutes break here. See if we can find any scores for anything going on. The Cardinals play later against the Mariners, if I remember correctly, for a weekend series. But we'll see how things go from there. Till then, we'll be back in a few minutes.
Save On Liquor and Wine in Collinsville is much more than what's in their name. Of course, Save On Liquor and Wine has liquor and wine, from brand names to specialty brands. Plus, they have gas, cigars, fountain drinks, coffee, craft beers, and other sundries and snacks. Plus, everything Save On Liquor and Wine has to offer comes served by a friendly, attentive, helpful, and polite staff that will go out of their way to serve you that special something for every taste. Make sure you check out Save On Liquor and Wine's new location at 6100 Center Grove Road in Edwardsville. Save On Liquor and Wine in Collinsville, 809 St. Louis Road, or call 618-344-1638. Save On Liquor and Wine, something for every taste. Keep your ride shiny and clean with Extreme Details Vehicle Detailing in Collinsville. Owner Jay Merkel and his crew at Extreme Details believe in the value of community and in helping their community hold the value of their vehicles with a sharp-looking, clean ride that you and your community can be proud of. Extreme Details can handle any job, whether you drive a small car, an SUV, or even a bus or RV. No job is too big or too small at Extreme Details. Extreme Details offers scratch and oxidation removal, no matter what you drive: cars, trucks, motorcycles, boats, and more. Plus, Extreme Details can handle fleet vehicles for you and your company. Call Jay and the gang at Extreme Details at 618-977-1224. Check for periodic specials on the Extreme Details Facebook page. Put the shine in your ride with Extreme Details, 618-977-1224.
First National Bank of Waterloo, with over 100 years serving the Metro East. Visit First National Bank of Waterloo at their Maryville and Collinsville locations, and now in Marissa, St. Laborie, and New Athens for all of your banking, mortgage, and lending needs with super low closing costs and low construction loan rates. When you need a loan, call the Collinsville team at First National Bank of Waterloo at 618-345-1121, or visit their Maryville or Collinsville locations or online at fnbwaterloo.bank. Visit First National Bank of Waterloo, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Just because we're adults doesn't mean we don't have toys, am I right? If your adult toys consist of boats, campers, or RVs, then you need to call the GASA storage team of professionals. Winter weather in the Midwest can be quite harsh, and finding a place to properly store those expensive toys for winter can be just as rough as a Midwest winter. That's where the GASA storage team comes in, with outdoor self-storage and covered storage for your toys. They even have tractor-trailer parking, conveniently located at Horseshoe Lake Road and 111 in Pontoon Beach. GASA Storage, for the safe storage of all of your toys. Contact the GASA Storage team, gasastorage@gmail.com, or call today, GASA Storage Team, 618-797-6100. All Fluffed Up Grooming Salon in Caseyville is your go-to place to get that pampered treatment for your fur baby. All Fluffed Up offers one-on-one grooming sessions by skilled and professional groomers, focusing on a stress-free and fear-free experience for both pup and pup parent. Owned and operated by former Kahok Jenny Eves, All Fluffed Up in Caseyville offers nail trimming, ear cleanings, bathing, and fur trimming, as well as full cuts. All Fluffed Up Grooming Salon in Caseyville, 16 East Reynolds Street. Call Jenny Eves for an appointment at 618-855-8533. Mobile grooming coming soon. That's All Fluffed Up in Caseyville, 618-855-8533. Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Jason Regg, your Benjamin F. Edwards financial advisor, understands this. That's why Jason Regg is a proud supporter of your Collinsville Kahawks and the Kahok Sports Network, as well as the Kahok Educator of the Month Award. For all of your investment needs, see financial advisor and investment vice president Jason Regg at the Benjamin F. Edwards office in Collinsville, located at 1008 Vandalia Street, or call Jason Regg at 618-223-5215 or visit benjaminfedwards.com. Benjamin F. Edwards, member SIPC.
The Junior Service Club of Collinsville has been a proud supporter of KahokSports.com and the Kahok Sports Network from day one. Since 1934, the Junior Service Club of Collinsville has been providing women in the community an opportunity to make a difference with fundraisers and projects, all that go towards helping the needy in Collinsville. If you would like any information on any event sponsored by the Collinsville Junior Service Club, head to Facebook, type in Collinsville Junior Service Club, and then click on the event tab. We thank the Collinsville Junior Service Club for their continued support of the Kahok Sports Network and KahokSports.com.
Collinsville High School alumni Stacy Lauenstein, CHS class of 91, Lisa Bassetto, Sarah Sulke, and Tracy Limp, CHS class of 94, Tony Geisen, CHS class of 96, and Kevin Robinson, CHS class of 99, want to wish all of our Kahawks a great year. We look forward to cheering you on and supporting you. Work hard on the court and the field, as well as in the classroom. Remember, once a Kahawk, always a Kahawk. Hashtag Kahawk Family. Looking for some unique food options, super cold drinks, and a fun atmosphere with an attentive staff? Look no further than Hurricanes Bar and Grill in Collinsville. Owned and operated by former Kahawk State soccer champ Tim Johnson, Hurricanes has been one of the area's great meeting places for fun, food, live sports and music, and video gaming. Daily specials like Taco Tuesdays, Wing Wednesdays, and Fish Fridays. Hurricanes will tackle those hunger pains. Hurricanes is always open during all of Uptown Collinsville's Main Street festivals. Hurricanes is the place to satisfy your hunger and thirst needs. Hurricanes Bar and Grill, 222 West Main Street in Collinsville. Give them a call for carryout orders at 618-345-0846. 618-345-0846. Is it finally time to start doing what you've been talking about doing for years? Start making those plans right now and let Northwestern Mutual help you plan your future. Former Kahawk Joe Philpott can help you get started with that plan today. Joe Philpott, a financial advisor with Northwestern Mutual, can help build a plan specifically for you with a wide range of financial options and the flexibility to change that plan as your priorities change. To get started on your future, give Joel Philpott a call today at Northwestern Mutual's Fairview Heights office at 618-606-2022. Spend your life living with Northwestern Mutual. Call Joel Philpott today, 618-606-2022.
Okay, there we go. All right, sorry about that, folks. We welcome you back to Kahawk Stadium. Zach Roseman here with you. Got a 1-0 score after one half of play in favor of the Eagles of Orchard Farm on the goal by Chloe Westerfeld. Not a whole lot going on otherwise in the area. Most of the baseball games got rained out and wouldn't be over with anyway. And most of the other soccer games haven't started yet. Belleville West will take on Chatham Glenwood here in about 7 minutes approximately. And we got the Battle of Alton scheduled for 6:30. See how that goes. Not a whole lot else going on. We are going to carry on anyway. So yeah, we are just about ready to go here as the Kahawks making their way back out onto the field now. As we are, there's Orchard Farm making their way out of the locker room now. Another 40 minutes back on the clock. Hounds will be going to the right of screen now. It's over, I guess, slightly into the wind. Not that there's a whole lot today, as I said earlier. Kahawks receiving their final instructions from Coach Munoz. Eagles receiving their final instructions from Coach Washburn. And we are going to be getting back underway here in just a minute or so.
Western Farm will put the ball in play on the second half.
It will be Lila Bauer who will put the ball into play to start things off, but Kahawks will have possession for a moment. Push forward Prather in the area, but it's cleared away by Wilkerson, but only so far as Westerfeld off of the head of Giannini. Naki in the area. Prather and over for Hess. Playing it back now for Steimel. Trying to recycle it over onto this side. Finds the feet of Bella Carruthers. And cleared away by Van Dyke up as far as Rodriguez, who's able to get around Miller. As to Hadway providing some pressure, and he mishit that ball a bit, trying to get it over for Peyton, but it's cleared away. Giannini will play it back to Bonemeyer. We carry on. Comes off the feet of the goal scorer, Westerfeld. Her strike in the 12th minute was the first and only goal of the match so far. It gives us our 1-0 score, obviously. Judasak with it. Playing it up past Miller. And Hadway, a lot of contact, and that will be a penalty kick. Will be Ryland Judasak to take the PK. We are just about ready to go. Referee making his way back to his position. And the shot is in for Judasak. 41-43. Judasak with her 5th goal of the year. And that will tie things up. Will be Bauer again to put the ball into play.
Collinsville Kahawks goal scored by number 10, Ryland Judasak. Time of the goal, 41-43. Judasak on the PK.
Howard comes into Giannini, who kind of slipped. It's cleared away over the end line. And will be a goal kick for Bonemeyer. Goes across and goes off of Peck. No, Peck will be over on this side. Off of Wilkerson, excuse me. Goes over off of Giannini and will be a corner kick for the Eagles. will be Hess, as it was for the majority of the first half, to take this corner kick. Swings high, and Prather had a pretty good look, but sends it over the net. And it will be another goal kick for Bonemeyer. Launches it forward. It's down onto the feet of Steinhoff. Hadway to Judasak, played forward past Steimel, winds up rolling all the way to Strunk. Played it across, comes off the foot of Bauer a little awkwardly. Played forward for Hall, but Quinn unable to keep it in the field of play. It'll be a throw-in for Steinhoff, comes off the feet of Wilkerson. And it will be another throw-in for the Eagles. In, Van Dyke. And nice step there from Giannini to dispossess Prather. And Ashley will leave the throw-in for Wilkerson as Kahawks will make a substitution, bring in Cordini, I think. Van Dyke back to Wilkerson. Reese Kaufman, excuse me. 8, not 9. Going back to Kaufman to Judasak. Kaufman playing it up to Hadway and back to Judasak. As the ball goes out of play, it'll be a throw-in for Collinsville. Throw-in comes to Carly Van Dyke. Pushed forward. Running it down is Carruthers. She'll just play it back to Strunk. And that one goes out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for Everite. Getting it to Cerna. Only able to maintain possession for a moment. And Miller banks it off of the feet of Cerna and goes over the end line, so it will be a goal kick for Ryan Strunk. .34.5 to go in regulation. Not sure if this will, being a non-conference game, I'm not sure if they will bother with extra time or anything, or if they'll just call it a tie. Not worrying about penalty kicks or anything, but not sure what exactly the plan is there. But anyway, Van Dyke to Judasak. Now onto the feet of Bauer. And we will have a foul called there. Free kick will be taken by Ella Miller. It forward, comes down off of Bauer. And Bago in the area over to Steinhoff. Recycled back to Westerfeld, who will drop it off for Miller, who has it knocked away by Hadway, applying some pressure. Strunk will wind up clearing it away off the head of Van Dyke. Westerfeld heads it down, popped up into the air off the head of Hadway. Judasak with it. And Steinhoff with it. And pushing it forward. Peck does a decent job. Prather turns and shoots and saved by Bonemeyer. And she will dive on the ball. Get a nice hand from the Kahawk fans in attendance here today. Launched forward. Rodriguez had it for a moment, taken away from her. And trying to play it forward for Naki. Be a throw-in for Peck. So, off of the head of Bauer, Carruthers gets a touch for a moment, and Cerna will play it up the sideline. Stays in. Miller looking to slow it down. Rodriguez applying some pressure. And winds up being knocked over the end line by Rodriguez, and so it'll be a goal kick for Strunk. Able to find a patch of turf. And kind of whiffing on that one was Bauer. Ball winds up getting worked forward for Naki. And trying to play it over for Begot. And now to Steinmol, excuse me. Hess working her way forward. Cross is deflected off of Giannini, and that will be another corner kick for the Eagles. As we approach 10 minutes gone here in half number 2. Corner kick comes in and low, cleared away for a moment. To Hadway Shepherd's well. Rodriguez wins the race and has it knocked away from her by Steinmol. Be a throw-in for Everite. Going quickly to Cerna. That'll go out of play. Nice Shepherd there from Bauer. And Carruthers will throw it in quickly to Prather. To Bauer. Judisak getting it to Rodriguez. And she is able to get around a couple of players looking to find a Hadway on the pass. It's cleared away by Westerfeld. And getting it to Rodriguez. Trying to get it to Hadway. Eagles able to clear it away. Bauer getting it to Dacky. And clash there between Begot and Wilkerson. Go wins that battle. Cross up. And offsides was Allison Prather. With 29 minutes to go here. Free kick will be taken by Giannini. Launches it forward, off of the head of Judisak. Steinmol will play it to Miller. And up forward, and Wilkerson in the area. Judisak pushing it forward to Hadway in the area. Crossing it to the top of the box for Cerna. Bounces around a little. Cerna gets taken down, and a shot and a nice save by Strunk. Judisak got a pretty good strike on that one. But a nice save from the Eagles keeper. It will be a corner kick for Collinsville as Everite will come out replaced by that Pace again. Judisak will take the corner kick at any rate. That Quinn Hall back in. I think that's Quinn Cross. Corner kick in. Strunk pushes it away. And Bauer getting it to Naki. And nice job there by Wilkerson, able to get back and force a stoppage. It'll be a throw-in for the Eagles. Kahok's trying to get numbers back. Comes up to Prather, but Giannini will just play it back to Bonemeyer. Pushes it forward. Knocked around. Cerna and Bagot battling it out. Up to Hess. To Prather. Shot from her goes wide. Another sub in for the Kahawks. Van Dyke out. Melissa Garcia in.
Collinsville substitution number 5, Melissa Garcia.
Line drive forward. Finds the feet of Nacky. And Wilkerson on a contact there. No call. And pushed forward. Miller there to Strunk, who will pop it up into the air. Able to find the feet of Bagot. Over to Steimel, and now up to Hess. Trying to find Prather, but it's cleared away by Wilkerson. Coming down onto the feet of Steinhoff. With it now. Getting it over to Nacky. Defended well by Wilkerson. Giannini applying some pressure. Back to Bagot. Left-footed cross cleared away by Garcia, only so far as Steinhoff, but Judisak wins that race. Pushing it forward off of the head of DeHadway. As Carruthers will play it to Miller. And eventually back to Westerfeld. Up into the middle of the field for Bagot. And now Westerfeld will play it back to Strunk. Up into the air. Popped up into the air by Westerfeld. Scored the goal for the Eagles in the first half. That goes wide. Out of play. It'll be a throw in for Maria Steimel. Forward goes out of play. Be another throw in for Orchard Farm. Again taken by Steimel. Cross into the middle. Laid forward. And Cerna will be called for a foul. It'll be a free kick from just inside midfield, which again will be taken by Ella Miller. And will wind up being right at midfield, basically. Launches it forward. Headed down by one of the Kahawk players. And Wilkerson up as far as Westerfeld. It's down onto the feet of Bagot. And winds up going over the end line. It'll be another goal kick for Bonemeyer as the Kahawks will bring Everite and Barrera back in. As DeHadway and Rodriguez, I think, head to the bench. Bonemeyer goes lower on that one. Judisak to Everite. Goes back to Judisak. And that goes off of Bagot into the Kahawk bench. And then will be a throw in here. Hopped up into the air. Pushed forward. And Peck playing it back. And Bonemeyer able to save the corner kick. Cleared away. It'll be a throw in taken quickly by... Not Hess over there already? Crossed into the middle, headed down, and wide. "22 minutes and a little bit of change left. Shadows starting to lengthen just a little bit. We'll be done well before it gets really dark at all, but starting to lengthen just a little bit. Shadow of the press box out about halfway onto the track now. Miller with it. Deflected Judasak straight up into the air almost. Takes a awkward bounce. Winds up coming back to Ryland. And Ryland pushes it forward again as far as Steinhoff. Played across onto the opposite side off of the head of, I think that's Nacky. Steinhoff with it to Steimel. That's headed away by Giannini. And we'll go over the end line. Be yet another corner kick for the Eagles. Eagles will make a substitution here. Heading out is Carruthers, I believe, being replaced by Reese Weymouth. Again, cleared away. We'll say last touch by one of the Eagles players. Will be a... Oh, I stand corrected. It'll be another corner kick. Hess again to take it. Crossed in wide, knocked down and in. Trying to catch a number here. I think so. Yeah, I think Westerfeld again. Right at the 1 hour mark.
Orchard Farm second goal of the game scored by number 17, Chloe Westerfeld. Time of the goal, 60 minutes. Westerfeld, her second of the game.
Kahok's looking to get the goal back. They were able to get one after Westerfeld's first goal. We'll look to get another one here. Still plenty of time for them to do so. Pereira got tangled up with, Steimel, I think. Westerfeld pushes it forward. Off the foot of Bagot. Kahok will make a substitution here. Peck out. And I think Corradini in.
Collinsville substitution number 9, Sophie Corradini.
Just forward. Up in the middle for Judasak. Played wide and trying to see if Quinn Hall can win the race. Goes off of Hall. Might have called a foul anyway. Orchard Farm back in action next Monday, as they will take on Quincy Notre Dame. That game will be at Orchard Farm, scheduled for a 4:15 start. Then we'll take on Fort Zumwalt North and Timberland High School of Wentzville. And the rest of the games next week. Everett unable to keep it in the field of play. Collinsville also have 3 games next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Civic Memorial here on Tuesday. I believe I'll be bringing you all that game here on the channel. Centralia on Wednesday, and then travel down to take on Freeburg on Thursday night as Judasac called for the foul as Prather went down on the play. And it will be Prather who will go back to take the free kick. Comes in, goes off of Cerna. Wilkerson pops it up into the air. Goes out of play. It'll be a throw-in for Carruthers. Hall able to regain possession, playing it back to Giannini, who will launch it forward. Miller with it. Cerna back to Cordini, up to Hall. To Rodriguez. Up to Wilkerson. Launching it forward, but only so far as Miller, who sends that one out of bounds right at the half line. Everett out.
Substitution back in the game, number 17.
Van Dyke in. Throw in taken by Wilkerson to Van Dyke. Back to Layla. Up and wide of Cerna and winds up going out of bounds. Throw in comes in. Is out of play off of Prather, I think. No, it's not Prather. Naki, maybe? Thought I saw number 2. Anyway. Pushed forward by the Kahawks. Wilkerson with it. And we have a foul called against the Eagles. It'll be a free kick for Collinsville from right at 5 yards past halfway. And we will have a card issued, to the Orchard Farm bench. Coach Washburn not very thrilled with the call, and the referee had heard enough. At 15:02 to go. Judasac sends it in. Cross on, tapped wide of the net by Cerna. Kahawks looking to apply some pressure. Down off of the head, or onto the feet of Hess. Judasac steps across. Trying to turn the corner on Carruthers. She defends it well. And say off of Judasac. Be a throw-in for the Eagles. Kahawks definitely a bit of an uptick in pressure here. It's down off of Prather. Able to find the feet of Bauer. Up now to Bagot. Intercepted there by Wilkerson. Layla will look to make a run forward. Able to maintain possession. Back now to Garcia. Garcia to Barrera. Pushed forward by Wilkerson. And will roll relatively harmlessly to Strunk. 13.5 to go here. Whiffed on that one a bit, did Strunk, but it winds up not hurting her too much. Bago will work her way forward. Giannini trying to win the race, does a good job. Wilkerson playing it forward. Bago able to win the ball in the air, back to Steimel. Cross to Van Dyke. Pushed forward. Hall tapped up to Carruthers. And just able to keep it in there is Hess. Back to Carruthers. Working back to Hess. Wide open is Prather. Closing the gap well there is Wilkerson. And Judasak pushing it forward, trying to find Rodriguez. That is Rodriguez. To Carruthers through the legs of Hall. Step forward. Gets past Miller. Recycled to Westerfeld. Up to... that was Steinhoff. And played all the way across to Steimel. And we'll send it back to Strunk. Popped up forward. Able to find Westerfeld. Down off of Bago. Garcia able to win the ball for the Kahawks. To Van Dyke at midfield. Up across to Hall. And she is taken down by Carruthers. Be a free kick from just inside the 45-yard marker, which again will be taken by Giannini. Giannini bounces in and winds up going out over the sideline. It'll be a throw-in for Collinsville, as both teams will make some substitutions here. Cleared away and out. We'll stay with Collinsville. We approach 10 minutes to go. Throw in into the box off of the head of Westerfeld. Headed back into the box. Cleared away. Prather and Cordini does a nice job, and Giannini showcasing her talent will clear it away, and the Kahawks will be able to get their defense set back up here. Throw-in will come from Steimel. We are under 10 minutes to go here. Wilkerson gets a piece of it. Played up into the box. Van Dyke clears it away. Up for Rodriguez. Eagles able to work it eventually back to Westerfeld. Over to Steimel. Comes back to Steinhoff. And pushed forward and will wind up going over the end line. Will be a goal kick for Bonemeyer. With 9 minutes, or probably a little less than that, by the time Page gets us back underway. Pushed forward off of the head of Cerna and out of play, trying to get it up to DeHadway. Run comes in. Comes down and playing that one To the sideline is Bonemeyer. It'll be another throw-in for the Eagles, but they will make a substitution first. As I think they're going to bring in Schuster. Yeah, Schuster in. And the extra attacker goes off, and over the end line will be another goal kick for Bonemeyer. Push forward. And last touch by the Eagles, so it'll be another goal kick for Bonemeyer. To Westerfeld. A throw in for the Eagles. At forward. Crossed up to Hall. Has it taken away from her by Carruthers. Playing it up for Prather. Able to get around Cordini. Forward goes off of Giannini's back. Pushed forward. And Westerfeld will read it and just play it back to Strunk. Popped up. And we'll go over her head now to play. Hall surveying. Trying to direct some traffic. Headed down into the box. Miller will push it forward in the direction of Prather. And comes down onto the feet of, that is Ellie Smith actually, not Schuster. Forward. Giannini trying to find Rodriguez. Comes down off the head of Miller. And back now to her. Up to Steinhoff as we approach 5 minutes remaining. Over onto the far side for Nacky. Bauer up to Smith as offsides. Not by a whole lot, but offsides enough. As clock continues to run here. Still time though. Kahawks can maybe push something across and see if they can't get a result out of this. Launching it forward. Popped up into the air by Steinhoff. Judasak and Bauer fighting for it. Comes onto the feet of Quinn Hall. Trying to play it back to Judasak, but Prather there and able to draw the foul from Judasak. Free kick will be left for Prather. Prather launches it in right at Bonemeyer. Page makes that save without too much difficulty. We're under 4 to go now. Bonemeyer pushes it forward. And Hadway down on the play. And that will be a stoppage. Stop the clock. Barrera will re-enter. And we're able to walk off the field under our own power, but it will be looks like a right hamstring injury. I don't know for sure, obviously. But able to walk off the field under her own power, and it looks like she's mostly all right. Down, and Hess lets it roll. Right, cleared away by, that's Cordini over there. The Eagles will recycle it back to Miller. And we'll play to the width of the field to Westerfeld. Up to Bagot. And trying to spring it forward for Naki, but a little too much on it. And it will be a goal kick for Bonemeyer with coming up on 150 seconds left. Bonemeyer pushes it forward. Barrera fighting the battle, losing the battle with Steinhoff. Naki trying to turn the corner on Wilkerson. Played back to Steinhoff. Up to Bauer, to Carruthers, over again to Hess. And just playing it back to Miller. Kahok's trying to apply some pressure here. Up across. Push forward. Popped up into the air off the head of Judasak. We approach 90 seconds to play. Cerna with it. Trying to make do. See if the Kahoks have one last opportunity here. Cerna able to get the ball back. Crossed in. And cleared away. Trying to work it up the sideline. Hounds will ball with a minute to go. And be cleared out, and will be a throw in for Orchard Farm. Run headed away from Westerfeld, played up off of Barrera. Cerna able to keep it in. And Westerfeld clearing it for a moment. Garcia playing it back to Giannini. Kahoks probably with one last opportunity. They'll send it back to Bonemeyer. She'll launch it forward. 15 seconds left. Van Dyke fighting for it, and foul there, and that will be the end of proceedings. So the final score here in this one, Orchard Farm 2, Collinsville 1. Orchard Farm improved to 9-0-1. Collinsville fall to 9-5. I believe we will have some more soccer for you on Tuesday as the Kahawks take on Civic Memorial. Big thank you to everyone for watching, and we will see you next week. Have a great weekend, everybody.